Oh, it's a little chilly in here today, I guess. I did shut the furnace off the other day. It's only 43 outside, and I think it's about the same in here. It's cold. Well, yesterday I started, but I didn't get much done. But messing around with the 400 here. Opening up the oil drain back holes. That one was almost casted shut. But I got that drained up, opened up. Starting to massage that area there so the oil's got a nice even flow back out of the heads. Gotta get a new bury brush to work on that. So yep. Then the 354 bolt main's down. Still waiting on something. So when I go to the machine shop, I'm going to take down that set of 40 over pistons, have them check them out. Pretty sure they're okay. And go on board that 350-40 over. It would have went 30, but I got 40 over pistons. I just will use them, save the money. So the 350 is going to be going together. The 400, planning on building that as a 377. And yeah. Oh, and then Buddy's 454 is going to go 40 over because he found something in a couple of cylinders he didn't like. He said we're going to have to go 40. Okay, no big deal. So as far as nobody ordered those, they should be on their way. Yeah, it's cold in here. Sorry about that. And then put these small blocks together, and I'm going to start working on my 454 somehow. And get that running too. That one I gotta look at something. That one we might, I don't know. We might turn it into a 502. I don't know. 502 or bigger. But anyway, yeah, it's raining, it's dreary, and I don't want to be outside. So yeah, I got some metal here, and yeah, rain quits, I'll go hopefully and get some more metal, and we're going to build I think 3 more of those engine stands, so I'll have an even number 4 of them, because then I can put squirrels 4.3, the 400, well the 400 would be on one, the 350, and then have another stand for Buddy's 454 when it comes back. And then once his 454 is together and ready to run, it'll be on the engine test stand. He says he wants that broke in. I said, yeah, so do I. So, lots of things. Now I relisted the green 96 GMC. Still no nibbles, no bites, no nothing. Was a little discouraging there, seeing older trucks that are in worse shape asking more money than what I'm trying to get out of mine. I'm like, really? How's that work? And the rash of people selling vehicles without titles. I'm sorry, you ain't got a title, I ain't touching it. And they're like, oh, just go get it bonded, go get it bonded. Yeah, well, that could come back to bite you in the butt. So yeah. So, got a little more grinding to do on that block, so I think that's what I'm going to work on. Maybe that, my set of rods, and waiting on something else. I'm playing hell to get something else, but yeah. So I guess I'm going to get grinding on the block, and actually I'm going to let it warm up in here a little. It's cold. Come in here, I'm like, wow, it's cold. So I just went and got the last vial or injection pen for my insulin that the doctor had, so hopefully tomorrow they get some more. Otherwise I'm out of insulin right now, which ain't a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So yeah. And one of my friends I was talking to today, I told him I was out of the insulin, and he's like, what the hell are you supposed to do? He says, how much is a bottle? And I told him, and about $283 a vial. So I get 9 of them, so that's like $2,700, $3,000 a month. And I gotta trying to figure out what's going on with the insurance, because for some reason they dropped me. So we're still trying to figure out what happened there. So they don't really know. I'm like, well, somebody's got to know what's going on. So anyway, I guess until I can get my hands on some, yes, I'll just gotta watch it. I can't stop eating, because then I crash, and then if I do eat, I go over. And either way, I could end up in diabetic coma, and that's not where I really want to be. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get working on the 400 block. That's about the only thing I got to do today. I'm trying to teach the youngest too that when you got to do something in a town that's far away, you try doing it all in one day instead of making multiple trips. So if I can save a trip, I'll wait. So after talking to the person I talked to today, hopefully I get a phone call yet today, and if that happens, that'll be okay. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So alright, I'm going to fire up the air compressor and do a little more cleaning up, and I'll show you what I do when I'm done. So alright, be back. Okay, we're going to do a little power tap in here. Because this motor, I'm going to put standpipes in it. Actually, I can probably take that out. Okay. Take the wobble out. So, this is for the standpipes in here. The reason I put these in is keeps the oil from getting all foamed up in there. Some guys believe in this, some don't. Cool. And this tap here is a quarter pipe. That's what it is. And this is some of the modifications I do to the block. So, and trying to get all the filing work and all that done before it goes to the machine shop. So I got that side of the block done, and let's see, I'll show you. I have done, see that I took, after taking the die grinder, that I took a sanding drum and sanded it and polished it, so that oil can just flow and get away from the heads. So I'll go ahead and do that other side. Then we can flip it over and work on the rear main cap, and the oil passages there go into the oil filter. So And years past, I've been known to even drill this hole here into the oil passage. In some of my motors, I ran 2 oil pressure gauges to watch the oil from the back to the front of the motor, make sure it was staying the same. But on this motor, since what I'm planning on doing with it, I'm not going to do that. So, but and with these, it forces the oil either to go down the front or the back of the block instead of running down here. And some guys are like, oh, you don't get enough. If you could see, and there's been studies done, if you could see the amount of oil that is throwed from the rods and that up in there, there's more than enough oil. And by forcing it to go down the front and back, you keep the oil from getting in there and turn the foam because of the rotation, raining down back on the crank. And that adds weight, fluid still weight, and more rotating mass you have, it just, what am I trying to say? Less rotating force you have, the more horsepower and the faster you can go. So I've run this setup on many motors and didn't ever have a trouble with the bearings or cams or lifters, nothing. So it's just one of those things. And remember, what I'm doing to these motors is what I've done over the years since I was 16 years old. And I've tried it, it's worked. Hey, that's what I'm doing. So, all right, I'm going to finish the other holes and we'll flip the block over and work on the oil. Okay, remember the last motor, the trouble I had putting those plugs in because they were a different size? On this old 400 here, and the old 350s, what I do is I'll put plugs in. See this, the outside one and this one, deadhead right there. That oil comes up and it goes nowhere. This one here, the oil comes up, sorry about that, and comes up and hits and then comes down and goes around the cam bearing to here to the front main and the front rods. So the middle one, you don't want to sink that too deep, and usually I try putting those plugs in with the drill bit that fits the hole, so I know if I jam the drill bit I went too far. But these out here, it's okay, you can just drill them, tap them, and done. And it's the same tap as what was on the lifter valley. I'm leaving about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 threads on the tap out. And again, you want to have this all done before you get this back from the machine shop clean. The 350, it's down there, but I had to have that, see if he could fix it. I didn't want to do all this work to that 350 if he couldn't fix it. So that's just going to be a minor setback when I get it back. I'll just have to clean it myself. So, and again, about 4 threads. And yes, I'm doing this dry, and I really don't care. I just now on this block I can put the plugs in, and that will be done. And this will get used one more time in another spot, so I won't have to worry about driving in a plug there either. So, okay, top wise, we've got the standpipes ready to go. Those are all drilled and tapped. I've smoothed and reworked the oil return. I had talked about putting deck plugs in here, but I'm not getting the deck plugs to fit like they're supposed to, so either the set I've got is shot or something's wrong. So I'll have him double check to see if he can put deck plugs in. If not, I ain't gonna worry about it. all the deck plug does is try and help us strengthen the metal right here between the head bolt and the water hole. So we'll just turn that. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, now the area I'm going to work on here with the die grinder. I'm going to reach in and get what I can. Is down there is the oil hole, and there's another oil hole, and I'm going to rework through there too, like I did on the 350. I'll get this off and that, and then down under there is that plug that I've talked about. I'm going to drill tap that too, so that gets a threaded in plug there that I know won't ever fall out. So I'll get this rear main cap off, and I'll work this area and what I can down in there, and then I'm going to take the sharp edge off there a little bit, so help that oil smoothly roll through there instead of having all those sharp turns to make. So anyway, all right, we'll be back in a few. Okay, there's where that oil plug is that I need to I think I used to run it down until because again, this one you don't want to go too deep, and I can test that here. So that's that, and this is what I done for the oil passage here. Let's see, so you can see how I opened that up, and then open up that hole there too, and got that. Yep, now you can see the threads right there. There's that little thing you gotta, and that's where that plug is. See how you see the light down there? Now you don't, now you do. That's where your oil pressure gauge is, and that's the plug if you forget it or run that too deep, because you just barely see. Let's see, and now you can't through here. Anyway, see, they drilled through the bolt out of the way. You can see they right here is where they drilled through. Okay, see, this hole here goes in there somewhere. Anyway, that hole goes through and it connects to there, and they drilled through like that. Oops, get you guys up right side. See, there's the bolt passing through. So they drilled through here, then they drilled through here, and it hits. So, which you can not see the, oh yeah, that one, yeah, you shouldn't see that one. So yeah, that goes in. Now when I go down through this way, I guess we can't get enough light back there, but anyhow, oh, I know one way we could look in there. Give me a second. Okay, we're going to try something here. Let's see. I'm going to try. Okay. We're going to take a look inside the motor. Let's see. What am I? See, you can see where I polished there. I go further in, and then, okay, you can see the threads where I cut those. That's the hole you got to make sure you don't block off right here. Then okay, then I found out where that goes. That hole there goes all the way and hits the rear main. So okay, now we're going to go in which way, and there we go. That's where they drilled in. This ain't working the best, but anyway. There. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what you guys are seeing. Okay. Watch right here. You'll see the light. There's the hole that they drilled in. They drilled down and then drilled in from this way. And that. And let's see. And right here is where I just cut the threads for the thing. And as you can see in there, there's some rust and other thing. That's why you use the engine brush cleaning set and clean that out. Scrub her down. So yeah, I use my little DeWalt inspection cam here. So I guess when I put that in, instead of putting a drill bit in there or something, I can come in and look. Let's see what he's... I can get right to here. Okay, see the threads? That's the bottom of the cutting of the thread. So if I see that plug is in and tight and doesn't stick any lower than that, then I'm good. And then I can come in here. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, this has been a handy little tool to have around. So I couldn't get it turned on earlier. I was hitting the wrong red button. So we got that. So right now I've got the main caps off. They need to be cleaned. I'm going to use my blaster here, so I want to get that going and do some blasting. So clean up those main caps. I'm trying to get this ready, and I'm trying to drum up the money to get the pistons because I've got the crank, and I'm going to look at rods. I don't know if I am actually going to use them. My beam polish rods, because I think I buy some aftermarket ones that are going to be more of a rod, because it's $12 a rod to recon them, and then installing the new rod bolts and then having them balanced. I don't know, so I might just look into getting a set of aftermarket rods for this. So I need the 5.7 rods with the special 400 pistons with the 350 crank in this. Because I think I want to turn this into a 377. And I'll find one more 400 block, and then I will build that as a 400 or a 406 or whatever. So, well, I'm going to get the main caps blasted, and we'll be back. Well, main caps look better. Blasted those. And I made sure to blast this way so I wasn't blasting against the bearing material. So I'm going to have the line bore checked. If they have to line bore it, then I might see if they can bead blast or find somebody that's got a bead blaster and run this through the bead blaster and get her all cleaned up good. But main caps are clean. Let's see. Wish that light would work better, but anyway, I blew down through that, blew all the rust out of that, and this one's got one of those, see, you can see my finger down there. So you got to watch which oil pump bolt you put in there too, because otherwise it'll go down and jam your bearing right into your crank. So, but those are cleaned up, blasted. All the oil holes that needed, I re-cleaned those threads too. And oh, I gotta hit that one. I gotta clean those out. Forgot about that. So I'll get those cleaned out. I've already chased the head bolt holes, and this thing's getting closer to go to the machine shop. So get this ready to go. Then I gotta get my spacer bearings. Then a set of 10 bearings for the crank. And we'll be closer to having a short block. The heads I want to do some special work too, but I'm not going to share what I'm going to do those. It's a little secret I tried years ago and it worked, and I'm going to try it again and see how it works again. So guys, I suppose it's getting late. I better get home, and now I'm going to hit these threaded holes here, and then we'll be ready to send this off to the machine shop. And then have that one cylinder that's got a scratch in it check to see if it can be bored 30 or if it's going to go 40. I won't go 60. If I got to go more than 4, if I got to go 4, if the rest of the block will go 30 and that one hole won't, I might have it sleeved. So, as the bigger you go, the closer the pistons get, and the more heat the cylinder walls make. So, anyway, well, I guess it's some of the prep work I do to my motors. Like I say, it's what I do. It's worked. I gotta shut this light off. And it's worked for me, so not saying it's going to work for you for sure, but it should. So anyway, guys, we'll get this one all prepped up, and the only thing I'm going to do some researching on some rods. I might talk to my buddy about replacing his rods. For what he wants to do, I don't think stock rods are going to hold up anymore. I just don't think that's the way to go. So anyway, I guess we'll talk to you later. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Take her easy.